Welcome to Unicorn Recap. Today, I'm going to explain an action thriller film called Boy Kills World, released in the year 2023. Spoilers ahead. Take care. In a dystopian future where the Vanderkoy family, led by Hilda, rules over a city. Every year, Hilda selects 12 people she dislikes and forces them to participate in a deadly game called The Culling, which is broadcasted on TV. A boy named Boy lives a relatively normal life with his eccentric mother, who opposes the Vanderkoy, and his sister Mina. Boy and Mina spend time watching TV and eating Frosty Puffs, and Mina dreams of escaping their harsh reality by robbing a bank. She's bold, even making rude gestures at Hilda's statue. Unfortunately, the situation worsened when Hilda gathered Mina, her son, and their mother, then fatally shot Mina and their mother. Boy witnessed the tragedy and was severely injured. Left alone in the forest, he faced the bleak prospect of survival, with everyone believing he wouldn't make it in the wilderness. A healer, known as the Shaman, discovers him and aids in his physical recovery, though one injury remains irreversible. Boy can no longer hear or speak due to his inability to recall his own voice. To cope, he imagines the narrator from his beloved video game speaking in his mind. The Shaman then instructs Boy in combat and wilderness survival, preparing him to eventually seek vengeance against Hilda for her crimes against his family. The Shaman meticulously prepares Boy for his mission through intensive training in various skills. This includes combat techniques, strength-building exercises like pushing a heavy statue uphill, and mastering weapons. Boy faces rigorous challenges such as being buried in mud with only a bamboo stick for air. If he surfaces too soon, the Shaman insists on repeating the burial. In addition to these trials, Boy is tasked with household chores, accompanied solely by two beetles, as he readies himself for the ultimate goal of confronting Hilda for her heinous actions against his family. At night, the Shaman administers potent medicine to Boy, inducing hallucinations that sometimes evoke memories of his past and fuel his thirst for vengeance. However, most of the time, Boy experiences surreal visions unrelated to reality. Occasionally, he ventures into the city to hone his lip-reading skills, relying on close observation of people's mouths due to his inability to hear. He carries a note explaining his condition to preempt misunderstandings. Boy frequently imagines his beloved sister Mina's presence, unable to overcome his longing for her. Over the years, he perseveres through grueling training, growing stronger with each challenge, including intense practice fights. One day, Boy nearly overpowers the Shaman in a practice bout by gripping him tightly. However, just as victory seems within reach, a vision of his sister Mina flashes in his mind, causing him to lose focus. Seizing this distraction, the Shaman swiftly turns the tide and wins the fight. Recognizing Boy's lingering unpreparedness for his ultimate mission, the Shaman decides to delay it. Seeking solace, Boy attempts to meditate to clear his mind of Mina's persistent presence, yet her image persists hauntingly. During a subsequent visit to town, Boy encounters a charming flower seller who gifts him a flower with a warm smile. Their brief moment of happiness is abruptly shattered when soldiers arrive, creating chaos as they pursue people, including Boy, to select 12 individuals for a deadly upcoming game known as The Culling. Amid the panic, Boy hides, observing Gideon and Glenn Vanderkoy, who assist the soldiers. This triggers a childhood memory of Gideon's past violence in Boy's home, directed against someone opposed to the Vanderkoy family. Throughout the turmoil, Boy grapples with his memories, the haunting image of Mina, and the sudden danger surrounding him, marking a pivotal moment in his journey toward understanding his past and confronting the powerful forces that have shaped his life. After gathering all the people, Glenn publicly announces the names of 12 unfortunate individuals chosen for the deadly culling. However, Glenn's conduct is far from honorable. He intimidates a poor family, and when a courageous woman confronts him, he responds with lethal violence, shooting her on the spot. The shocked crowd erupts into chaos, prompting Gideon to call upon June 27th, the chief enforcer, to restore order swiftly. She deals with a man wielding an axe by severing his arm and ending his life, bringing a tense moment to a close. Amidst this turmoil, a mysterious woman in a helmet, her speech synchronized with displayed words, ruthlessly eliminates anyone who dares to protest. Boy witnesses this harrowing scene, which triggers traumatic memories from his past. He feels compelled to intervene, but the Shaman restrains him, recognizing that he is not yet prepared to confront such extreme circumstances. After the chaos of a deadly event known as The Culling, only a few people survive. Glenn becomes furious with June 27th because she refuses to resort to kidnapping children to meet the required participant quota. Following a heated argument in sign language, a boy, ignoring his mentor's advice, swiftly pursues the villains across rooftops. Stuck in a traffic jam, he stealthily infiltrates their car's backseat. Later, in a warehouse, he watches Melanie, a commanding figure, berate his family for failing to bring enough recruits. They've only brought half the required number. She instructs Gideon to round up 6 more people from the street. streets. Amidst this tension, the boy glimpses what he thinks is his sister Mina, but it's a mirage. Distracted, he loses track of the villains he was trailing. In his mind, Mina appears, imagined as a ninja, and he tries to protect her from harm, inadvertently alerting Glenn, who orders his guards to pursue him. The boy hides his imaginary sister in a locker, grabs a gun impulsively, then recalls his shaman's teachings. He doesn't need a weapon, as his inner strength suffices. Fueled by a thirst for justice, he prepares for what lies ahead. Boy engages the guards with his bare hands, a knife, and even turns their own guns against them, defeating each one in the chaotic skirmish. Amidst the gunfire, he improvises, using a dead body as a shield for protection. A slave named Boso tosses him a gun, but it's empty, prompting the boy to seize a functional one from another fallen soldier. With this weapon, he manages to take down several attackers. Seeking safety, he teams up with Boso, who proposes a pact. If the boy frees him from his chains, Boso will aid in eliminating Hilda. The boy shoots the chains, freeing Boso, before diving back into the fray. As the battle escalates, the boy skillfully dispatches more soldiers while Boso seeks cover. Despite his incredible prowess, one resilient soldier refuses to yield. The boy relentlessly confronts him until he traps the soldier's hand in machinery to immobilize him. In the heat of the ongoing struggle, the soldier refuses to surrender, wrenching his arm free to resume combat. Undeterred, the boy takes decisive action, ultimately incapacitating the soldier by severing his legs, finally putting an end to the relentless fight. Meanwhile, Boso celebrates their triumph, but suddenly Glenn opens fire on them. Glenn's shots miss their mark, and Boso retaliates by hitting Glenn in the leg. Fueled by revenge, the boy is ready to kill Glenn, but Boso reminds him of the potential value in extracting information from him. They interrogate Glenn, and he divulges a crucial detail. Hilda hosts an annual party at her mansion just before the culling. Surprisingly, Glenn offers to assist them, but Boso decides to end Glenn's life by dropping a heavy object on his head. The duo escapes the warehouse, but the boy senses a shadow watching them from a distance. Boso leads the boy to the secret location of the resistance, only to find it deserted. Suddenly, Benny holds the boy at gunpoint. When Boso reveals that the boy is on their side, Benny lowers his weapon. Benny explains that soldiers attacked the rebels, leaving everyone but him dead. Benny's unfamiliar dialect makes it hard for the boy to understand him. Meanwhile, the team devises a plan to infiltrate the party, but the boy struggles to focus due to memories of Mina and his childhood distracting him. When Boso and Benny explain the final plan, the boy nods along, guided by what feels like Mina's unseen influence. After arming themselves, the team departs in a van and arrives at the mansion. There, they take down guards and even a chef. The boy, unfamiliar with chef duties, stumbles around until he spots something new to him, errands. He gets distracted but is reminded by Boso disguised as a guard to stay focused. Spotting Hilda, the boy pretends to be a chef and heads to the kitchen. However, when he removes his chef's uniform, other kitchen workers attack him. He fights back using a cheese grater and then a big knife, attacking a security guard and a woman he mistakes for Hilda, ultimately decapitating her. Initially satisfied, he realizes his mistake. Unexpectedly, Gideon arrives with guards, revealing the people at the table are actors meant to deceive the resistance. The boy tries to seize Gideon using his own gun, but June 27th intervenes, hitting him from behind and causing him to lose his grip on Gideon. Chaos erupts as Boy and June 27th engage in a brutal fight, using anything they can find as weapons across the room. They tumble out of the dining room during the scuffle, and the boy manages to land a solid blow that knocks June 27th's helmet off. Just then, Mina appears and remarks on June 27th's appearance, momentarily distracting the boy. Seizing the opportunity, June 27th shoves him over a balcony railing, causing him to lose consciousness. While unconscious, the boy dreams of his traumatic past, memories of his mother and sister being killed, and his own near-death experience hanging from a tree. He also recalls how the shaman rescued him and trained him in the jungle for vengeance. When the boy wakes up, he finds himself tied to a chair with June 27th interrogating him aggressively about the shaman's whereabouts. In defiance, the boy mouths an expletive at her, enraging June 27th, who throws an axe that narrowly misses his head. Just then, Gideon arrives and dismisses June 27th, intending to handle the boy himself. Gideon, weary of the violence and killings in the name of the culling, offers the boy a cigarette as a gesture of peace, which the boy surprisingly eats instead of smoking. Gideon confides that Hilda, consumed by paranoia after years in hiding, has become excessively violent and admits to the unjust killings of innocent people. He promises to end the violence if the boy reveals the shaman's location, but the boy refuses to betray his mentor. Enraged by the boy's defiance, Gideon strikes him. Melanie interrupts, announcing that the boy will be the main attraction in the upcoming culling event. Shortly after, the boy finds himself tied up in a TV studio, fitted with a shocking device. The televised event begins with Hilda, visibly agitated and paranoid, rambling incoherently and even brandishing a gun at perceived threats in the crowd. Melanie orders Hilda to be removed due to her erratic behavior. Remembering Gideon slipped a scalpel into his pocket, the boy starts cutting through his restraints discreetly. Meanwhile, Melanie describes the culling event as a dark twist on a winter wonderland, featuring sinister characters and malevolent elves. Costumed individuals appear and gruesomely dispatch the 12 participants in creative and brutal ways, splattering fake snow with blood. One of the killers targets the boy, but he swiftly incapacitates them with his legs. Freeing himself, the boy attempts to reach the stage, but Melanie activates his collar, shocking him into submission. 4 elves restrain the boy while a goat-masked figure prepares to deliver a fatal blow. Unexpectedly, the figure strikes down one of the elves instead, revealing himself as Boso. Benny storms in, causing panic and chaos as he opens fire. Melanie swiftly halts the live broadcast, while Gideon watches with satisfaction, amused by the chaos unfolding. Benny continues firing at remaining adversaries, and Boso explains to the boy how they infiltrated disguised as enemy soldiers, leading to their encounter. Benny struggles to articulate the situation, prompting the boy to whimsically imagine a comedic version involving flowers and animals. Benny hands the boy a unique weapon resembling brass knuckles that fires bullets upon impact. The trio resumes battling skillfully, overcoming their foes. Meanwhile, Melanie realizes Gideon anticipated their actions and aims her gun at him as he tries to slip away. The skirmish intensifies, and the boy uses his brass knuckle gun and even a carrot from a snowman decoration to fend off a pirate-costumed adversary from a cereal box. As his weapon runs dry, Benny supplies him with more bullets to reload, allowing the boy to continue punching and shooting. Amidst the fray, the boy notices Mina's fearful expression due to his aggressive demeanor. Melanie seizes the opportunity to shoot at the distracted boy, but Benny sacrifices himself, taking the bullet meant for him. Enraged, Boso retaliates, forcing Melanie into retreat. With Benny critically wounded, he dies in the boy's arms, leaving the boy bewildered by his final words. Melanie manages to shoot Boso too before fleeing, prompting the boy to confront her. Using a pineapple costume as a shield, the boy knocks Melanie over and captures her, securing her to a chair. Using a camera, he somehow ends Melanie's life. Turning to Boso, who's barely alive, he insists on continuing the fight. They confront more guards in the hallway, with Boso struggling due to his injuries. Driven by memories of his family's death and thirst for revenge, the boy fights fiercely until all guards are defeated. Sadly, he discovers Boso succumbed to his wounds. Afterward, the boy finds Gideon also wounded. With his last strength, Gideon gives the boy a special access card for Hilda's secure location. As the boy contemplates ending Gideon's life, he sees Mina and realizes she's not real, resolving to move on. After Mina disappears, the boy reluctantly kills Gideon. Entering an elevator, Hilda appears on a screen, warning the boy of his impending failure. In response, the boy shows her a drawing by Mina, signifying his motivation. The elevator descends to a bunker where, surprisingly, the guards do not pose a threat to him. June 27th leads the boy into a spacious room adorned with paintings depicting a family, including younger versions of himself and Mina. Suddenly, Hilda enters and embraces the boy, apologizing for not recognizing him sooner. She drops a bombshell. The boy and Mina are actually her children. As Hilda recounts their shared history, the boy's memories start to clarify. He remembers being at the culling event not as a victim, but as one of the attackers. The shaman's true targets were supposed to be him, his son, and a woman with her daughter, whom the boy believed were his family. Hilda reveals that the boy shot the woman and the children, but his actions spiraled out of control, causing chaos and allowing the shaman to escape. Overwhelmed with guilt, the boy fled to the jungle alone, where the shaman found and initially tried to harm him. Instead, the shaman decided to manipulate and brainwash him, altering his memories and stripping him of his ability to speak while damaging his hearing. In the present, Hilda explains that the people the boy thought he was fighting against were actually his own family members. She discloses that June 27th, whom he has seen around, is Mina in disguise. Upon hearing this revelation, the boy collapses to his knees in shock. Hilda tests if any remnants of her son remain, but when she perceives none, she slaps him and disowns him. She orders Mina to eliminate him. Mina, believing her brother is lost, prepares to attack with an axe. However, when the boy raises his hand, triggering a memory involving a statue, Mina hesitates. Suddenly turning against Hilda, Mina kills her instead. When the alarm blared, Boy and Mina swiftly sought cover as soldiers unleashed a barrage of gunfire. Discovering concealed weapons, they moved through the corridors with seamless seamless coordination, swiftly neutralizing any opposition that crossed their path. Their rhythm faltered when 3 heavily armed guards cornered them, resulting in Mina sustaining injuries. Despite her wounds, she rallied alongside Boy, using a soldier as a shield to advance. They encountered a formidable adversary wielding a powerful gun, with Mina incapacitating the guard while Boy swiftly finished the job. As more soldiers closed in, they made a dash for an elevator. Amid the tension, Bilda, who had been searching for Boy for a long time, revealed herself. She confessed that her previous aggression stemmed from a mistaken belief that others had harmed Boy. The elevator abruptly halted, revealing a shaman who communicated through sign language to Boy, urging him to eliminate Mina, attributing their troubles to her family. Boy hesitated, prompting Mina to confront the shaman. Despite landing several hits, the shaman proved to be a formidable opponent, inflicting severe injuries upon her. In a desperate bid to protect Mina, Boy intervened, striking the shaman and turning the tide of the battle. Together, they faced the shaman's relentless assault. Despite Mina's shattered helmet and severe wounds, Boy fought on alone after she was incapacitated. Grasping the shaman's necklace, Boy managed to inflict critical blows before being wounded himself. Summoning strength from memories of his younger self, Boy used the necklace to subdue the shaman and ultimately end his life. Amidst pain and turmoil, Boy quickly checked on Mina, relieved to find her alive. Despite her urging to flee, he refused to abandon her, determined to carry her to safety. Reflecting on their shared experiences, Boy recalled the joy of playing video games together, underscoring the importance of companionship during difficult times. For Boy, having someone like Mina by his side meant more than just survival. It was about shared strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button.